I'm sitting in my room editing right now. I'm in Kobe, Japan. I just went to Osaka today. And at this point, we are halfway over our cruise. And I feel like, you know, it's a 17-day cruise. My legs are hurting, right? They've been hurting since 34,000 steps in Seoul, right? The start of this journey. And I feel like at what point is it stop being vacation and more of traveling? And I feel like there's a very big difference between vacationing and traveling. In some sense, right, vacationing is like relaxing. It's like doing mindless activities that are just relaxing, and it's vacation and you're enjoying and you're taking all the photos at the touristy places and you're doing the things that are touristy and you're enjoying where you are and you're posting the photos on Instagram and you're doing all the things. But then I feel as though there comes a certain point in a trip where it becomes less about vacation and more about travel. For me, at least. Traveling, you are dog tired in a country that you don't really know much about. And you're just hungry to learn about whatever the world or universe has for you to teach you. And I feel like people miss the point. They don't travel, right? Like people just take vacations because they're stuck to their 9 to 5 and they got their one little sliver of week and this is their vacation. But I feel as though, this vacation is, there's no sea days. There's no relaxation. It's every single city. You have an opportunity to go to all of the places that you want to. You can go into neighborhoods and see actual Japan and what it's like in a day in the life, right? You can go to some of the touristy places and take those photos for Instagram and be on that vacation, right? And there's also vacation versus traveling in transportation as well. There's the $25 bus ticket that can take you from point A to point B in the city. There's taxis that you can take from the port into the city, no questions asked. And I feel as though that's all vacationing, right? That's expensive stuff. That's going to the tourist sites and just touring is what you're doing essentially. But when you're traveling, you're taking the trains, you're taking the trolleys, you're taking the buses to get to your destination, right? It's the journey from there to the destination that you find the authenticity of where you are. For an example, we traveled to all of these places by train, by trolley, by bus. Anything we could do that was semi-cheap and reasonable, we did. And that ultimately is the traveling idea. That's the concept, right? That is navigating something that you have no prior knowledge of navigating. And you are figuring it out and you're doing it, right? In our instance, it's, doing it in another language. Trying to Google Translate things, trying to, ask the locals through our phones how to get these places, how to go these places, and trying to figure out getting lost, right? And then ending up in these places that are really cool to see, right? But then we gotta fix our mistake and travel back. So it's ultimately like actual traveling. And I feel like that experience, the traveling experience, is where you learn and grow the most rather than just vacationing. And that's what I really want to show on this channel, is that You can do things on a budget and go all these places that all the tourists, and you can get all the Instagrams and everything, but you can still have an authentic relating experience. I feel as though people just get lost in the Instagrams, the social medias, the hey, I've been here, look. That people don't understand that when you travel, when you go places, you are trying to get a deeper understanding of yourself, how you work, how you are in this new environment that you have no idea how to navigate or what the culture is about. You're literally learning everything from scratch. And I feel that idea is lost when people are just on vacation. And it might be different for different countries, or even if you're just traveling in the United States. Like, I feel like people just vacation and they don't travel, they don't reflect, they don't learn or grow. They're just stuck in this vacation mindset where it's like, sunshine and rainbows, like gummy bears and roses. And traveling is like Guns N' Roses. You get lost, you find places, you find authenticity, culture, you find ultimately yourself, how you work, how you travel, how you grow and get yourself from point A to point B, and learning all this stuff in between. It's difficult. It's hard to understand, especially if it's just a different language and you don't understand it or speak it or read it or write it. You're just learning from it and you're growing from it. And I feel like that's such a special experience. And that's something that I really want to bring attention to people, is that like travel, you learn so much from traveling. That's why they have travel abroad places in college. I never got that experience because of COVID. And so I'm technically making my own travel abroad experiences in real life. I'm paying for it. But it's essentially an education for me. Because I'm so curious about how other cultures work, how other life is elsewhere, other than the United States. Because there's so many things wrong with the United States. I don't even want to get into that right now. But other cultures are happy. Other cultures are content. And ultimately, I'm trying to find peace within myself, within, my own culture. I'm trying to find that peace that some cultures have, some people have in other places. And I feel like when I travel, I get a sense of how people are at peace. The other day I went to a temple and they were doing a ritual. I had no idea what was going on. But I sat there and I listened. I put my phone away, I put my camera down, and I just sat there and I focused on them. And they were sitting there in silence. And then they were chanting, and then they were sitting in silence again. And I felt the energy, and I felt the presence of something. And it was truly incredible. It was truly incredible. And at that moment, I felt peace within myself. Like for the first time in a while, I felt peace. In a place where you have so many questions and they're not going to get answered. It's comforting knowing that you can find peace in an unfamiliar place. And that's what I feel like I'm also ultimately searching for when I travel. Is peace. I'm traveling to so many places, walking so many steps, trying to find this idea of peace. It's difficult because I'm still unsure of where it is yet. But there's moments where I get this sense of peace. When I get lost and I don't know where I am and everything's in a different language, I'm not scared. I'm literally you know what? I have the clothes on my back right now and everything that's in my backpack. And I'm honestly okay with that. Like, I actually feel genuinely at peace when I am lost in a country I don't know, in a language I don't speak. And it's the most weirdest thing because I'm always scared of getting lost directionally in life. I'm always scared of losing something. And when I'm lost, I have this weird sense of peace. And so knowing these things and understanding these situations, there's so much growth in it. And you gain so much knowledge when you reflect on it and you think about it and you journal it and you write it out. And I don't know. This is what traveling is all about. This is authentic traveling. This is not a gung-ho vacation. This is not some glorified social media presence that I'm trying to put out there in all of these videos. This experience is for me. I came on this trip because I wanted to find out what another culture is, how they find peace, what it's like to live in a society that has order. I think it's just special. What traveling can really open your mind to. For me, this is what it's all about. I never want to give this up. This is what I feel like I am called and meant to do. To share this experience and to share these places and to share my thoughts and feelings and growth with you guys. This is probably going to be its own video, but I just felt like I needed to get that out. I've been thinking about this throughout this trip, and it's really truly amazing when you step out of the bubble of social media, opinions, what people think of you, and you just focus within and you ask yourself some of these questions, like, what am I doing this for? What do I want to gain from this experience? What is it that I'm after? Why am I traveling across the world to see, to do, to experience, to feel? Like, what am I doing? Maybe it's not so vast in your life. Maybe you don't have money to go and travel or, do some of these things, but you can still ask yourself some of these questions when you go to the park or go someplace new in your town or do some of these things. What is it you truly desire? What you want? What's your purpose? How do you feel? What do you react like when you're lost and don't know how to get anywhere? Who are you? Ultimately, I think those are the questions that are in my mind right now when I travel. I'm going to get back to editing, but I just thought about making this video about what I want this to be about, this experience, this channel, this whole thing. Everything is linked down in the description below, including my Patreon page, so if you want to go support, you can. Everything, my gear, everything is also in the description below, so go check it out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, enjoy life, live it up.